Hello everyone. Welcome back to Mr. English Talks. Today, we are going to talk about something simple but powerful. Don't waste money. This sentence sounds small, but the choices behind it shape your future, your freedom, and the life you can build for yourself and the people you love. I'll take you through stories that wake you up, clear examples that make the idea practical, and step-by-step actions you can use starting today. The language will be simple and clear, so every English learner can follow, and the tone will be energetic, motivational, and caring, like a friend who pushes you to be better. Imagine for a moment a small plant in a pot. You water it when you can, sometimes forget, sometimes give too much, sometimes too little sunlight, and then you expect it to become a big, healthy tree. Money is like the water and the sunlight for your life's plans. If you waste water, if you waste money, the plant struggles. If you learn to give the right amount at the right time, the plant grows strong and steady. Today, we will learn how to be the gardener of our own life. First, let's define what wasting money really means. Wasting money is not just buying something expensive and enjoying it. It is spending on things that give little value in return, repeating the same mistakes, and letting small leaks become big holes. Wasting money is buying temporary happiness that disappears in a day but leaves you poorer for the long run. It is the slow drip of mindless purchases, impulse buys, fees, and habits that add up until you wonder where your salary went each month. Understanding that difference is the first step. You can enjoy life and still avoid waste. Enjoyment becomes waste only when it harms your goals and peace of mind. Now let me tell you a story about two friends. Both earn a similar salary, both live in small apartments, and both have big dreams. The first friend, Ravi, loves coffee from the cafe every morning, buys the latest phone on release, and orders food many nights a week because cooking feels like a chore. He tells himself he deserves it. The second friend, Mira, buys coffee from home most days, waits for sales for non-essential items, takes time to cook a healthy meal, and keeps a small emergency fund. 10 years later, Ravi has good memories of small luxuries, but no savings, and he worries about emergencies. Mira has a steady buffer, some investments, and the freedom to take risks like changing jobs or trying a small business. The point is not to be miserly. The point is to match spending with long-term value. Mira wasn't deprived. She made deliberate choices that gave her better options later. A second story brings this idea closer. A taxi driver named Sunil once told me that his small daily luxuries felt harmless until his truck broke down. He had been spending on small pleasures instead of saving. When the breakdown happened, he borrowed money at high interest and worked for years to pay it back. The small pleasures became a long pain. This is not about shaming anyone. It's about seeing how habits accumulate. Small decisions repeated create destiny. So how do we stop wasting money? The answer is not one big rule, but a set of practices you can adopt and adapt. I will walk you through 7 powerful habits and show you how to apply them simply in your life. These are practical, not theoretical. Try them for a month and notice the difference. The first habit is clarity. Get clear about what matters. Most people waste money because they spend impulsively without a clear purpose. Sit down for 15 minutes and list 3 financial goals. They can be simple. Build an emergency fund equal to 3 months of expenses. Save for a course that will help your career, or plan a small trip next year. When you know what you want, it becomes easier to say no to things that don't help. Clarity turns vague desires into real plans. Write your goals on a small card and keep it where you see it daily. This card acts like a compass whenever you shop or open a food delivery app. The second habit is awareness. Track where your money goes. Many people are surprised when they see the real numbers. For 1 month, write down every expense, even the small ones like a bottle of water or a snack. You will find patterns. Maybe you spend too much on subscriptions you forgot, or on eating out when making food at home would be easy. Use a simple notebook or a phone app, whichever you will actually use. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is to be truthful with yourself. Awareness is the first step to change. The third habit is the pause. Before you buy something non-essential, pause for 24 hours. This pause allows your emotional impulse to cool down and your rational mind to step in. Many impulse purchases lose their shine after a day. You will find that the excitement fades and the purchase becomes unnecessary. Make this pause a friendly one. Tell yourself, I will think about this for a day. You'll be surprised how often you save money simply by adding a little time between desire and checkout. The fourth habit is the principle of value per use. Ask this question: how much value will I get from this per use? If you buy an expensive jacket, divide its price by the number of times you expect to wear it. If the number looks reasonable and the jacket brings real joy and usefulness, it may be worth it. If the price divided by use becomes high, you may be wasting money. This principle helps you decide on items that look tempting, but don't offer long-term value. The fifth habit is to automate saving. Set up a small automatic transfer from your salary to a separate savings or investment account on the day you get paid. Make saving a habit, not an afterthought. When your savings happen automatically, you adjust your spending to what remains. Start small if you must, even 5% of your income. When automatic, builds steadily and avoids the regret of, I should have saved this month. The sixth habit is to avoid debt for consumption. Borrowing for a home, education, or an income-generating investment can be a smart decision, but borrowing to buy things that quickly lose value is dangerous. Credit card debt is often the worst because it carries high interest and can trap you. If you use credit cards, treat them like a convenience tool and pay the full balance each month. If you can't pay in full, reconsider the purchase. The seventh habit is continuous learning about money and about yourself. Read simple books, follow reliable channels, and learn the basic rules of budgeting, investing, and risk. More importantly, learn why you spend. Often, emotional needs hide behind shopping, stress, boredom, or the need for social approval. When you learn about these triggers, you can find healthier ways to meet the same needs without spending. Now I want to take a deeper look at common money leaks that silently eat your income. When you know the leaks, you can plug them. One common leak is subscriptions. A few streaming services here, a gym membership there, plus a software subscription you rarely use. All of these add up. Do a subscription audit. List every monthly charge and ask yourself whether you really use each one. Many services allow pausing or downgrading. Use those options. Another leak is eating out. When you cook at home, you control ingredients, health, and cost. Cooking doesn't have to be complicated. Simple meals like rice, dal, vegetables, or pasta can be healthy and cheap. A third leak is impulse shopping driven by sales. Sales can be traps. Retailers wait for your response and create urgency. Remember the 24-hour pause. A fourth leak is paying late fees or bank charges because you forgot due dates. Automate bills or set a calendar reminder. A deeper, less obvious leak is lifestyle inflation. When your income rises, your spending often rises faster. You buy a nicer car, move to a bigger apartment, and suddenly your expenses balloon. Be intentional about lifestyle upgrades. Ask, does this purchase bring lasting value or just temporary satisfaction? If you must upgrade, do it slowly and maintain a growing savings rate so your future stays secure. Let me give some simple, practical examples you can implement this week. Start with a 1-week spending freeze for non-essential purchases. By essential, I mean food, transportation, rent, bills, everything you need to live. For 1 week, don't buy anything that is not essential. Use this freeze to experience how it feels and to see savings appear. This will help you identify which purchases are habitual and which give you real joy. Next, make a 2-card rule. Keep 1 card for essentials and recurring expenses, and the other for discretionary spending. When the discretionary card is empty, you stop until the next month. This creates a physical limit that prevents overspending. It's simple but powerful because it forces a boundary. Then, set up a small emergency fund goal. Save the equivalent of 1 week of expenses in the first month, then 2 weeks the next month, and continue until you reach 3 months' expenses. Having even a small cushion reduces stress and prevents you from taking bad financial decisions under pressure. Another simple action: cancel 1 subscription today that you haven't used in a month. Go to your bank statement, find a subscription, and cancel it. This small step builds momentum. Now let's talk about mindful spending for the things that matter. When you decide to spend on experiences rather than things, you often get more lasting satisfaction. Experiences like a weekend journey with loved ones, a course that improves your skills, or a meaningful gift for someone bring memories and growth. Buying many small items might feel good for a short time. Investing in experiences gives you better returns in happiness and personal growth. If you enjoy shopping as a hobby, find substitutes that cost less. Replace browsing e-commerce apps with browsing a book or learning a new recipe. If you like the thrill of getting deals, try setting up a want list and saving toward one item that you truly desire rather than buying many small things. Let's address the emotional side of money, because this is where real change happens. Money decisions are often emotional decisions. Fear and desire, belonging and identity. These all affect spending. When you feel the urge to spend, name the emotion. Say silently, "I am feeling lonely," or "I am stressed," or "I want to feel accepted." Naming the emotion takes away some of its power. Then ask, what low-cost action can I take to feel better? Maybe call a friend, go for a walk, or make tea. When you satisfy the underlying need directly, you avoid using money as a substitute. Now, let's consider gardening your financial future through small investments. You don't need to become an expert overnight. Start with something simple and low cost. If investing is available to you, begin with a small monthly amount and increase it gradually. Learn about low-cost index funds or small recurring contributions to a diversified portfolio. The power of time and compound interest is real. A small amount invested consistently can become a significant sum in 10-20 years. This is the opposite of wasting money. It's letting money work for you. We also need to be realistic about mistakes. Everyone wastes money sometimes. The point is to learn and adjust. If you made a mistake last month, don't shame yourself into paralysis. Forgive yourself, track what happened, and set one corrective action for the next month. Over time, these small corrections compound into a strong financial life. Let me offer a few scripts. Small phrases you can use in real life to stop wasteful spending. When a shopkeeper tries to upsell, say, "I'll think about it and come back if I need it." When a friend suggests a pricey plan you can't afford, say, "I'm focusing on a savings goal this month, so I can't join this time." When your finger reaches the buy button, say to yourself, "Pause. Is this helping my goals?" These small scripts make it easier to say no without feeling awkward. I want to emphasize the power of community. Surround yourself with people who support your goals. If your friends constantly pressure you into expensive activities, have a gentle conversation. True friends will understand. Invite them to low-cost alternatives like a picnic, a potluck dinner, or a walk. If you are part of a community that values display and comparison, consider creating a small savings challenge with a friend instead. Who can save the most in 3 months? This turns saving into a game and replaces the urge to overspend for show. Now let's talk about planning for one specific heavy expense: travel. Travel is a great example because it can either be wasteful or wise. If you travel impulsively without planning, you might pay high prices for flights, hotels, and last-minute activities. If you plan, you can travel richly without wasting money. Start by setting a travel budget, creating a travel fund, and booking in advance. Pick one major experience rather than many small temptations. For meals, lean into local markets instead of always dining in tourist restaurants. Travel can be a brilliant investment in happiness when done thoughtfully. Another practical area is gifts. Many people overspend on gifts out of pressure. Consider giving time or experiences instead of expensive items. A handwritten note, A homemade meal or a shared outing can mean more than a costly object. If a gift is expected, set a per-person limit and stick to it. This reduces financial stress and keeps celebrations joyful. Let's address a difficult but important idea: status and identity. Some people spend to project an image. A big car, expensive clothes, and a flashy lifestyle can feel like success, but they can also be a trap. Real freedom comes when your self-worth is not tied to objects. Build identity through habits, skills, relationships, and contribution. When you change what you value, spending follows. I want to share a practical plan you can follow for the next 3 months. Month 1. Awareness and small wins. Track all expenses for 30 days. Cancel one unused subscription and start a small automatic transfer to savings. Month 2. Control and choices. Do a 1-week spending freeze. Apply the 24-hour pause and set a clear goal for an emergency fund equal to 1 month of expenses. Month 3. Growth and habit. Increase your automatic savings slightly. Start a small recurring investment and create one low-cost experience with friends. These simple monthly steps build momentum and habit. At the end of 3 months, review your progress and adjust. Before we finish, let's revisit motivation. Why avoid wasting money? The answer is simple: to create options. Money is freedom. It allows you to choose a job you love, help your family, travel, learn, and respond to life with courage instead of fear. Avoiding waste is not about living small. It's about choosing wisely so you can build something that lasts. The few small sacrifices you make today create a life of choices tomorrow. I want to leave you with a short visualization exercise. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself 5 years from now. Picture what your life looks like if you stop wasting money and start saving, learning, and investing. See the small buffer that lets you sleep at night. See the skills you bought with smart investments in yourself. Picture the trip you took without worrying about the cost. Now imagine the other path. 5 years of the same small leaks. No emergency fund. Living paycheck to paycheck. Saying no to opportunities because of money. Which vision feels better? Hold on to that image and use it to guide daily actions. Finally, a few practical reminders in clear, short lines. Make a short list of priorities each month. Automate saving. Pause before buying. Audit subscriptions. Cook at home more often. Avoid credit card debt for non-essentials. Invest a small amount regularly. And, most importantly, be kind to yourself when you slip. If you liked this video, don't forget to subscribe this video.